to the soul inside. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us to the Scales to Success LLC TV podcast with Dr. Dorina Shine. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. We're going to start at 7. We're going to be talking about using the voice, using our voice to become stronger in what matters to us. You know, a lot of times we have to dumb ourselves down or break down ideas that we normally have, but no more. We're going to use our voice to become the better version of who we are. So come on in, come on in. Hey. Welcome to our live. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Dr. Dorina Shine here, and we are going to get right into the podcast for this evening. And we're going to be talking about when using your voice matters. You know, there's a lot of people in this world who are afraid to use their voice. Either they've been quieted too long or they don't know how to be vocal. And then some can be extremely vocal based on aggression, you know, just the way we had to use our voice. Many a times people are extremely aggressive in their area of voice until sometimes we talk too much. Sometimes we talk threatening. And that's something that we don't want to do. And we're going to talk tonight about how to use your voice when that voice matters, to stand up for yourself, to set boundaries. So thank everyone.
Michael joins.
Hey, Michael. So happy that you're here with us today. To all my TikTok family, thank you so much. You guys make these lives really, really pop, you know, and I'm so grateful for you. And shout out to Facebook, Dorina Shine, the Facebook page. Welcome everyone on the live over there. And we thank you so much for being here. We are recording on YouTube Live as well. And we're going to get right into the podcast. So here we go. Perfect. Okay, we're going to bring the cameras from, let me see here. Okay. So we're taking TikTok over with us. Okay, so you're in the house. TikTok Live. I still have to work to get TikTok to give us the platform to truly go live on the stream, so we have to continue to work. Okay, so here we go. And Facebook, Dr. Dorina Shine. Here we go. Okay. Do we need to bring this over? Okay. So we'll leave this on. How is everybody doing tonight? This is a great time. Welcome to TikTok, Dr. Dorina Shine.
We got some people in the chat. We got Nona's and Pauline.
Hey everyone, you guys are beautiful. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Okay, let's get right into the podcast. So we're talking about when using our voice actually matters. Can everyone hear me? All right, so we are super ready. So we can, okay, we're gonna, all right, guys. So when using your voice matters, you know, there has been many a times where people have been dumbed down and shut down. Even when we were younger, we were told not to speak, be seen and not heard. And this is a new day and a new time, especially those of us who have matured and who have grown stronger because of circumstances that have happened in our lives. So today we're definitely going to be talking about protection. How using your voice can be a protection measure. How using your voice can be a boundary set. And also awareness, to bring awareness. Now, a lot of people, they tend to create emotional barriers, or, you know, think about the narcissistic person that many of us have run into. They've normally made us feel inferior because we were unable to speak our truth, because they would dumb us down. They would say, oh, that's stupid, or why are you talking like that? I wouldn't say this, or I wouldn't say that. And sometimes that brings about that protection measure that we have to have for ourselves in order to find the growth in who we are. To let them know that, no, you're not going to dumb me down. I'm going to say what I need to say, and I'm going to be heard. I'm going to make my voice heard. That's why there are so many different platforms in social media right now, allowing people to just voice their opinion. Okay, what is the chat saying? I think we have some.
No one else is in the chat, but everybody's watching.
Okay. So when we talk about using our voice to matter, we want to look at the fact, for me, emotion tends to always make me think about the way that I say things. I'm a very emotional being, you know, and I remember going to college and being told in my essays and when I was writing or having an opinion that I was a very emotional person. Well, when you've gone through so much, that emotion becomes to be your protector. You know what I mean? And you don't allow people to step over those boundaries. And I want you to think about that. How many times have we allowed others to step over boundaries that were not for them to step over? And when we realized that we had gotten played, disrespected, that's when the awareness came in. Now, what we do with that after becomes habitual, or it becomes a strong protection barrier. And I want you to think about that, because as leaders in this world, that is one thing that is very vital, making sure that we're able to protect ourselves and others, you know, because sometimes we might have to help stand up for other people, especially when we see things subliminally, when we see things being controlled, that controlling mechanism. That's what I want you to understand. And then this feeling can be overwhelming, but it can also be empowering. And that's what I want you to understand that tonight's podcast is all about. So put a 1 in the chat if you have been closed down or shut out of an emotion that you felt and you wanted to use your voice, but for some reason you just didn't use your voice. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever been in that position. And what did you do about it?
Shap, put a 1.
Okay, so that is a very overwhelming position to be in. What did you do to get out of that? Did you just quiet yourself down and just let it go? Or did you finally stand up and say, oh no, I can't let you do this to me? Because that's what we have to do in today's time. Create those boundaries. Yeah, we're going to create boundaries today. And the way we do that is we're going to provide some steps tonight. We're going to help you gather facts. What does that mean, to gather facts? It's to allow yourself to feel that someone is taking advantage of you. Okay, once you realize that, yeah, I'm being taken advantage of. Yeah, this is not a good place for me to be. And I feel controlled. I feel confined. From that place, you gather those facts and allow your voice to take over through the way you're going to express yourself. What say you?
Yeah, I agree. No.
Yeah, you got to let that spirit go and move through freely. And know when your words need to be spoken. Know when you are the person that needs to be in control of you. That's the difference too. And demand that respect. See, sometimes it's not about demanding respect more than it is about demanding yourself to protect you. And I want you to think about that too. When we put that vision and that purpose into our goal setting, into what we believe, that's when our voice is going to grow stronger. It's going to grow powerful. Many women are in abusive relationships right this moment. And they want to tell their significant other certain things, but they're afraid because they don't want to deal with the consequences of that. Now, in that scenario, in that position, you have to prepare yourself for when the right time to speak your truth matters. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. And I want you to really, really consider that. And when you need to request support, you call someone. You call that person that's going to help you to be stronger in a scenario. You don't need someone that's going to make you weak at this point, or give you false hope, or to give you direction that is going to make it harder for you. You want your life to be put in a position where it's a little bit easier, and to build that internal integrity. Sometimes we just need to go to the Most High and ask the God of our understanding, the source provider of who we are, to help us get through it. Sometimes we can't even call mother. We can't call father. We can't call children. We can't call those who we call family, because many a times those people have been abused as well in their own way. They see things very one-sided. So you want to have differences of opinion, and you want to journal, you want to write. This is what gathering the facts are going to help you do. You're going to jot down certain things, and you're going to make sure you keep that journal to yourself, so where everyone can't read your next moves or your next ideas or thoughts. And helping to put people in check. When people start to disrespect, we must immediately move quickly and tell them, I'm sorry, right here is a form of disrespect and I don't like it. My energy doesn't feel good when you talk to me that way. When you say those certain terms or those words to me, my spirit does not sit easy. And I request that you respect me so that I will respect you. You know what I mean? Okay. Now we're going to move on. Let's go to our Q&As. Does anyone have any questions or any ideas that they can put out there? Put a 3 in the chat if I'm speaking truth tonight. Let me know if what I'm saying is really resonating with your situations or your stories. And if I'm off, let me know. Maybe someone may say, maybe because I've talked to some domestic violence professionals who say there are certain things that you can't say. You can't speak up under certain terms because that will put you more at risk if they're in a relationship like that. So when is using your voice important? So let's get some Q&As that we pulled from the topic for tonight, and let's answer them.
Okay. Question number 1. What motivates you to speak out?
Come on, chat. You got to help me. TikTok, come on, help me out. What motivates you to speak out when you're in a scenario that is uncomfortable? When you have to use your voice and you don't know what else to do? What motivates you to speak out? Is Consuela with us tonight? Did she come in? Oh, okay.
I haven't seen
I haven't seen her either. Okay. Anybody got any statements? To me, what motivates me to speak out is when I feel that my voice needs to be heard. I'm going to tell you like it is, and I'm going to keep it 100% real. I don't care if you like it or if you don't like it. I don't care if it offends you. I don't care if it, puts you in a position, because you're putting me in a position, right? So if you're putting me in a position, what gives you the right to put me in that position when I can speak my truth as well? And sometimes, I was told yesterday, sometimes things just shouldn't be said. Yeah, but then there's times where you stand up, because if you don't, people will step all over you. So which one? I'm not going to be a victim. Now, I'll be a victor all day. Victory is where I want to be. And I feel there's no future in your fronting. There's no reason for you to feel as though you got to walk on eggshells when you can really be who you are. What are your takes on this?
Absolutely. I agree.
Give me an example of what you've used your voice to stand strong on.
Well, I know when I use my voice to speak out, for instance, say if someone came to me and said, I don't like what you're doing, or I don't like how you did this. And I say, okay, well, I have a right to like what I like, and you have a right to like what she likes. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But don't come over here saying something knowing that I ain't gonna like it, because that's instigating.
Instigating, yeah, that's another term. That's a good term. The instigation.
You can't be a victim and an instigator at the same time.
Wow. Okay, chat, did you hear that? You can't be an instigator and a victim at the same time. But when that person comes back at you, you can't cry victim. You cannot put yourself in that position. And that's why it's important to know the processes behind what you're going to stand up for when you do use your voice, because that's when it really matters the most. So that's a good one. What about when you're in school? Okay, when you're in school and some of your peers have a difference of opinion, when does your voice matter at that point?
Honestly, my voice matters all the time, because I'm always debating about something. Whether it's political, whether it's scientific, whether it's just something little. I'm just a debater. I just like if I want to voice my opinion, I just yell out objection or something. I said that. That's just the kind of person I am. You know, so it's always time with me. People just get sick. They be like, "Oh God, here he comes."
I used to be like that.
I'd be like, "Nope, now hold on, now you wait a minute. You know that ain't happening." For instance, when I was in history class, right, a lady said they don't give women enough jobs in the FBI or in the government. I'm like, no, that's not true because my mother's friend works in the government, and half of the government is made up of females. I did my own research. I said, you got to do your research before you even say something.
Ooh, gathering those facts.
And guess what? She didn't say nothing after that.
Yeah, because when you can prove things through research, now you can debate it and have facts to back you up. And like Judge Judy always says, if you got facts, facts matter. And it's not about your opinion. It's not about, how you feel about certain things. It's about what is really going on. So when using your voice helps protect your point of view, that's a really, really good one.
Absolutely. Patty Lopez joined.
Hey, Patty, how are you? Okay, so step number 1. When you gather your facts, what were some of the things you did when you gathered your facts when they said that about, FBI is all majority male dominated?
Well, what I did was, I believe there's this website I always go to, and it's got like a whole bunch of questions and like a whole bunch of answers to the questions. So I just looked up how much of the percentage of FBI workers or governmental workers is female. They said about at least 40-50%.
Yeah, and it's based on argumentative debate as well. When people want to make their facts look a certain way, they'll present it in a certain perspective. That's why your voice matters when a person is, saying something that you know to be not true. You can object. You can, either, because when I'm in a situation, and I've had many, many debates, and the majority of my college life was with middle-aged Caucasian men. And as an African American woman, that made me have a difference of perspective. But one thing that I had was that emotional standing of my experience versus their opinions of what they believe or what they have been taught over time. Because if they don't research from all different areas in life, they're going to only hold their emotional based opinion. And that's what I love about gathering the facts and being on point with what you have to say about anything that goes on in life, right? So, does anyone else have any other statements or questions tonight?
I'm not seeing anything else in the chat.
Okay, so let's move on to question number 2.
Okay, question number 2. How to overcome fear of speaking out?
Does anyone have any suggestions on how to overcome the fear of speaking out, standing up? When everybody else says, this is it, this is what we should all feel. If it's something that you do not agree with, you got to get that wind behind your back and stand up. How do you deal with that? What's the question again? One more time.
How to overcome fear of speaking out?
Anybody have any ideas in the chat? Let's put them in there. One thing we could do is Google the question and see if we agree with it. That's one way we can get out of our own way and see if our perspective is right. There's a lot of times where in this step number 2, timing is everything. And sometimes when you look at the way your perspective is and then you go and you look at research, that's when we find out how off we are. And it's okay to be off. We don't know everything in this world, and until we find out what we agree with, that's the only time we're going to grow and have a difference of opinion and prove if that opinion is going to be workable for us. So, for instance, if we believe that 50% or 70% of governmental workers are male, okay, ages 18 to 29, okay, and then we go and we find the research out and we find that we were wrong, it's okay to say, dang, okay, so that's not true. This is how we are able to gather the information, get the facts, and be okay with the answer that we receive. And a lot of people who are biased in today's world are people who want to shut down the voices of those who are different than them. And we cannot do that. We have to give opinion rights to everyone, or factual information, and request that support. You know, a lot of people are hot-headed, especially some who don't want to believe that they're wrong. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm wrong, so I'm going to always debate and argue the fact that I'm always right. If you're always right, sometimes you might have to think about, are you really looking at it from the perspective that everyone else is looking at it from? And, you know, you think about using your voice and building that confidence. That's another point of view. How can we build our confidence from that fear that we hold because of our belief system? Especially when we have been told that we have been wrong, or that we've thought about the circumstances in a different, unexpected way. How do we build that confidence? How would you build the confidence after you have found out that you may have thought something and it wasn't?
Well, I would have had to swallow, like basically swallow my pride. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if there's facts to prove that I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. And then afterwards, I gotta just up my game. You know? Like beyond, like honestly, I just dot all my I's and cross all my T's. Before I blurt something out, I gotta make sure I have something to prove and back me up, like you said. So
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
what I do.
That is
Sometimes
powerful.
you just gotta swallow your pride.
Yes, yes, yes. So now, what motivates you to speak out? That was another question. Can someone put in the chat, what motivates you to speak out during a time when you are finally going to speak your truth? And that could be the way that you were treated, the way that you're being treated, either at work, at home, or what you will not tolerate or put up with. That's a question I want you to think about. And what are some ways that you overcame fear of speaking out? Okay, what's the next question?
The next question is how to handle pushbacks of using your voice.
Oh, so now you have gathered facts. You found out that you maybe didn't have the right facts. And then now you got people talking, pushing back at the research you've done. It may be outdated. It may not be true. It may have came from a source that were very opinionated. What do you do in that situation? Wow. That is, what would you do?
Honestly, I just push back your pushback.
And that's where debates become aggressive. Now, to push back on a pushback, nobody gets anywhere. For me, and I've learned this through maturity and consistent debating over my life. Even when I was younger, I thought I would be a great attorney, civil rights, because I wanted to fight for, I was just in it to fight. Then I went in it to fight for rights for others. You know, those who didn't know how to speak or how to voice their opinion. So I wanted to be there for them. And that goes to the nonprofit that we just started, Tabula Rasa Incorporated. That's where we help people with accreditation realize that you can do anything you put your mind to. And that includes if you want to become a spokesperson, if you want to become a Whatever you want to do in this world, you can do it. So I think the pushback is to really consider what the person is saying. Keep an open mind. And then tell yourself, promise yourself that you're not going to get aggressive. Because a lot of communication, especially back in the 90s, early 90s, there was always that pushback of, I'm going to be right. You're not right. You don't have a voice. I'm the right one. We don't want that. Not anymore. So, does anyone have any ideas in the chat of how the best way to work on a scenario that basically states, no, what is the fam?
No one's in the chat saying anything.
Okay. I see it moving though. The pushback.
Also for people to invite to the live.
Okay. Yes. If you want to be invited to our live, we go live every May or every 15th of the month and every 30th of the month at 7 p.m. on TikTok. If you are TikTok and you want to be live, put me in the DM and text me or something so then that way we can have a conversation so that when we do go live, we'll have the same collaboration. We're all on the same page. Because when we talk about topics here at Dr. Dorina Shine, TikTok, live, or YouTube or Facebook, much of this is all about things of psychology, of leadership, and if we're just talking about just anything, then it becomes a distraction for our lives. So make sure you get to me. You can email me. I'll put that in the information box so you can get in touch with me. Could you put my email address in this? Yeah, and then the first thing I want us to do is when we are dealing with the pushbacks, stay calm. When we are calm, we're able to think clearer. When we are more prepared, we're more organized. And then being respectful is another strategy that we can use when people are pushing back on us and what we've said to make our voice matter. And then really listen to what others are saying, because that's going to be the win-win to how you're going to handle the situation and how they're going to respect you as well. Okay? And then finally, let's talk about our takeaways. Our takeaways for tonight's conversation is all about your value. Valuing the opinion of others, but still holding strong to the voice you have. And just because you're older, or maybe if a person is younger, it doesn't matter. Your voice matters. Please make sure you use it and value your voice by keeping it 100% real. Keep it 100% authentic. One thing about being a podcaster in today's society is when you have a topic and you're very passionate about that topic and you start to push it out there to the world, one thing that happens is you give birth to your ideas and to your voice, and that makes it a phenomenal point of view. And also, what was the other takeaway?
Be respectful.
How can you use an example of a time when you used your voice and you were respectful?
Well, when I talk about sensitive topics, I make sure I'm respectful. Respectful. Like, say if we were talking about something that had something to do with like family issues, or like something about that can make someone upset easily. I'm respectful about it. If I don't agree with it, I just don't agree with it. I don't dwell on it. But I don't make it a point to just disrespect them for no reason. So.
Right. Parenting is a very serious, sensitive topic because no one gives anyone the authentic blueprint to how to be the best parent. So yeah, there are going to be times where you're going to think you did your ultimate best because you did your ultimate best. You know what I mean? And that best may not ever be suitable to some. But when it comes down to the way you see your value and your integrity, nobody can take that from you. You know, and yes, everybody's opinion and ideas are very different. They're very coercive, you know, because if you look at other people and
Dablin Jidrek invites you to co-host.
Okay, I don't know how to do that, but
You press accept button.
Okay, press accept. Let's see what happens. Hello.
And disconnect.
And it disconnected? Okay, I guess we didn't move fast enough.
It's all right.
Okay, well, we tried. Sorry, but you disconnected us, so we weren't able to go co-host live with you. I gotta go learn how to do more co-hosting, and I would love for someone to contact me if you want to be on this show. We meet every 15th, every 30th of every month, and it probably will be more when we get more followers. But this is just something that I choose to do for myself. And you can also join me on Dr. Dorina Shine on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media platforms, you know. And we have, like I said, started the Tabula Rasa Incorporated accreditation service, where we accreditate people with life scenarios and how to empower themselves through just elevating from one source to the next, just going stronger in life, not giving up. And that's something that I want to leave tonight. The takeaway: practice, practice, practice. If you feel that you've been taken advantage of and you haven't been able to be heard, speak out this week. Speak out the rest of the 2 weeks. And then next, let me see, June 15th, 7 p.m., meet us back here and share those experiences with us, because that is the power that's going to help others understand that life really moves on. So I'm Dr. Dorina Shine. We are so grateful that you came to join us tonight, my co-host. We thank you so much. You want to introduce yourself and tell them?
Yeah, I'm Javier.
Hey, Javier. So we are so grateful for you. Thank you for your opinions. Would you like to leave us with any takeaways that you've gotten tonight?
I mean, just enjoy your day, you know, or night, wherever you are. Like, just be sure to keep some of the things that we said in mind. You know, just use some daily life skills. Yeah, that's it, really.
And we're here if you need us. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Yes. That was a good one. Another good one.
incense burning while